this time than we did last time.
Yeah. What do you mean? I think it was elegant last time. No. Well, isn't it all?
I think you're just going to interpret everything I say today as something negative.
Tom is having feelings today. It's the worst. But hi guys, how are you doing? So welcome to our another one of our daily streams. Today is the weekend, so we might run a little bit longer and you know, do a little bit more stuff because we have a luxury of time, or a little bit of it. Yesterday I started working on this Sci-Fi crate, and originally I wanted to just work on it off screen and then give you guys a time lapse or somewhere on YouTube. But I decided, screw it, let's do it all live, and so you guys can see me struggle through it. And Tom is working on more drawing studies. So here you can see he's working on a silhouette of a more advanced object.
Looking backpack, yeah, something a little bit more intricate.
Yeah.
Yep.
The silhouette, like, now that I'm looking at it, the silhouette is, I think it's simpler than the boot, but I might be wrong, because there's a lot of this little subtle changes in silhouette,
I blacked it out with a brush, and I'm going back in with the lasso tool and cleaning it up.
Cool. All right, so let's get going, shall we? Okay. So first and foremost, yesterday you saw me struggling a bit. I was using a lasso stroke with a sphere to kind of add form to this object, but then if you press and hold Control and you cut into the surface, you can see it cuts throughout this entire thing. And I totally forgot that in order to limit it, you want to enable this depth limit option, and it's a slider, so you can drag it and set depth limit to whatever. So if I set it to 2 and then I press and hold Control, you can see it limits the distance at which it goes in. Let's set it to something smaller. So this is really handy if you want to cut into the surface at a but only affect it to a certain depth. So now let's. One thing that was kind of bugging me is that the depth of this the design that I placed was a little bit too much. So I'm thinking, what if I add a little bit to it to fill that the kind of the crevice. Let's see. So I could use the sphere with the lasso, but I think an easier way for me is going to be to just place a primitive, and I kind of love those primitives because they're easy and you have a lot of control over how they work. Just do this, and then as you can see, I can adjust exactly how far in I want it to go. Actually, what I could do is press this button, create a space with identical density, so it'll create a new empty layer. And then I go back to my primitive and just kind of move it in place and scale it and press enter. And now I'll go back to cutoff, and you can see I just have a cube that I can move around and stuff. So with cutoff, I'll switch to this lasso, cut off the parts that stick out too much. And now I have this object that can use to control the depth of this design, which is pretty cool. And I can merge them later if I wanted to. So that's one thing. Looking at it from the top, this overall shape of this crate feels still pretty boxy. So let's try something interesting. I love my pose tool. Gonna use a rectangular selection, smooth it out, and because the resolution of this sculpt is quite high, smoothing the selection can prove to be a little bit difficult because you know the density of the voxels. They have added this interesting little feature, which is I haven't tried it yet. I just saw it in a changelog. It was what was it? I'll have to get back to you on that. Basically, a way to temporarily turn it into a surface and low res your voxel density, and then do your changes and go back to your previous thing. I might take a break and find it on YouTube later. Let me lower down my music volume. It's a little bit in a way. Okay, smooth selection. Do I want something like this? Maybe not. Much better. There's a little bit of the voxelization you can see on the crate. It's kind of like it's too high to pose it efficiently, and it's too low to give me a solid result. So I'll raise it up. There we go. Next, let's do something cool about this piece. What I don't like here is that I don't like this angle that I have here, the kind of triangulated one. Also, let's work in orthographic view like good kids. 5 on the numpad switches between orthographic and perspective mode, just like in Blender. It's non-uniform, so I'm gonna press Ctrl U. It's my custom shortcut. Alternatively, right-click and do uniform space. Use pools to shape this part. You've been quiet, Tom. What's going on?
You know, it's a very methodical process, this silhouette building. And trying to reason about this this negative shape in here.
Mm-hmm.
And this over here.
Yeah.
And it's trying to match it. And it's funny, too, seeing it like reflected in the smaller in the screen capture from Hangout, and seeing it smaller, and you can see that it's off here, that it's straighter.
Alternatively, you can you can have either a navigator window or teach yourself to zoom out frequently. That's what I do. Mm-hmm. That's why if you watch a time lapse of me doing shit, it's like an ADD zoom in and out madness. Mm-hmm. Ideally, if you watch a lot of the kind of the professional experienced dudes paint, they always start zoomed out and like kind of work zoomed out and slowly work yourself into a more zoomed in position. It's same as ZBrush and subdivision levels, right? You don't start sculpting by subdividing the shit out of your model. You only add geometry where you need where you need it, right? And same goes for painting. You know, start zoomed out and then zoom in when as it's required. Okay, Alt click on this thing. So if you Alt click on this eyeball icon, you can isolate, select a certain layer. But the problem is it only selects this part. But if I have like a parent, the parent is still visible, and I can't hide the parent without, you know, other stuff. So what we're gonna do, we can create just, I think, an empty layer and set that one as a parent. Okay, so I'm gonna move it to root. Oh, come on, buddy. God damn it. One thing that is fairly confusing about, I find, about 3D-Coat is that dragging and dropping. So let's just delete this. Let's press on the root. Okay, there we go. I created a new volume inside of the root. And now I'm gonna grab this guy that I want isolated, and I'll just, nope. And I'll move it to this new volume. And it didn't even parent. There you go. So you move it onto this plus icon. So now I can hide this entire thing and still, and even, maybe I can even ghost it. Yeah, so I can ghost it. Actually, that's what I should have done to begin with. Like, let's go back. So, if you have an object, and let's say I want to only see this part, I can isolate it, and then if there's something else in the way, I can just press G and ghost it like this. That's another good solution. Okay, so pose tool. Switch to my proper subtool. Reset axis. Move it in place. I need to disable my notifications. So much spam. Okay.
Yeah, just hit the little in the bottom right corner is a little blur, and then you just set it in quiet hours, I think.
I didn't know there was a thing. I'm not very good with computers. Ah, god damn it! I thought I was using cutoff tool, but I was using pose. Little surprises in life. By the way, in case if you guys haven't noticed yet, we have music on a stream. That's a huge achievement. I feel proud. Okay, so we have this front part shaped better. We can use cutoff to get rid of the back because we don't need it. Maybe use pose tool. I love pose tool. Did I mention that? To kind of get it in place better. Shift S is my shortcut for smoothing, and you can say you use it to smooth parts off, get it better in position. Use cutoff to cut off the front, so there's a little bit of a sharper edge. Now, how do we make this more interesting? So, if you double click the contrast button, you can change between like a high contrast, low contrast mode. High contrast is better for sculpting. You can see I see form better. We can also change the brightness contrast type of stuff. And the placement of the light. Additionally, you can go into geometry and enable cast shadows, and this way you can actually see the form better too. But it can be a little bit distracting. For now, let's have the cast shadows on, see how it feels. Pose tool. I think Tom just dropped. Oh, Tom rejoined. What's happening, man? Why would you leave me like that? Are you there? Tom? I'm muted. What's happening, Tom? I got muted.
I don't know, yeah, I didn't want to interrupt, but I had to mute you on Hangouts so I could hear the stream, and the music isn't really quite loud enough to hear.
What about music?
I think you need to turn the volume up.
Oh, it's not loud enough? It was too loud for me, so...
Yeah, it just sounded like static on the stream.
Okay. Cranking it up.
So,
How is this? Is it better?
yeah, that's way better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me muted on Hangouts?
No. I muted you and then I couldn't unmute you. So.
Oh, okay. Okay. Looks like my symmetry is off, right? That's weird. Okay, when symmetry is off, S for symmetry options. Let's see. Pick from bounding box. I'm gonna go sim copy. Oh boy, my symmetry is a bit broken. Let's see, transform, move it out so I can see the shape better. Okay, what's wrong with you, buddy? Okay, this works. This looks like fine. Okay, maybe it's just slightly offset. Yeah, the object is offset, that's the problem. Let's see. There you go. So the problem was that the lid of the crate had a broken symmetry. That's why it looked like it had an issue. Moving it back in. Grabbing the pose tool. And then let's smooth this bastard. Set axis. And do something awesome like whoop, 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 like this. No, wait. And here, I'm thinking I'm gonna do even more. Smooth selection. backseat. I might have ruined it. No, that looks cool. Okay. Sweet. Are you sure the music is not too loud?
Let me check it again.
Test, test, test.
Yeah, maybe turn it down one scroll. One scroll.
Okay.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay. Sorry for that, guys, if the music was too loud.
Blame me.
Yeah, all Tom's fault. So, let's see, I'm gonna grab this guy, move it in, and then using cutoff, match this silhouette here. And then move it back out. Transform. And then let's use pose to adjust this shape. Here I'm gonna use a circle as a shape to do a cut like this, maybe. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. And now let's integrate it into this form better. Oh crap. Don't press shift and drag the circle. It will erase everything outside of the circle. Cut off. What's that? Sounds like keys on the keychain.
That's the dog again. I mean,
oh no.
You're gonna keep giving me shit about the dog? So.
You give me shit about life.
I do. I'm a terrible person. It's the problem.
Yeah, part of it. So this guy, I don't want to cut through the shape. So what I could do, I'm gonna use cutoff. Actually, not so much cutoff. And I'll enable depth limit, set it to like 1 or something. Get this guy out so I can see what I'm doing. Switch to this guy. By the way, if you hover over an object and you press H, you can switch between objects. Cut off, make sure depth limit is on. And I think that did it. Okay, now put this guy back in. I'm gonna adjust the shape of this piece with my trusty cutoff. I should set a shortcut for depth limit because it's very handy. Let's see. I wonder if this something like this is too much. Oh crap! I cut through it. I thought I had depth limit on.
Should set that shortcut.
Why are you making me feel bad about my decisions in life? Okay.
I thought that's why I was here. Sorry. Sorry. No, I'm not really sorry.
You never are sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we gonna do? I just add a freaking primitive and fill it up. Box. Click to place it, scale it more. I do that sometimes. Things. Oh god. Okay, there we go. It's so easy to click a random thing in 3D-Coat, or just in general with a tablet. Because half of the time the Wacom drivers aren't responding or doing weird shit. So I blame Wacom for all my actions.
Yeah, it's never your fault.
Okay, so I filled this gap. Yeah. Filled it on the wrong layer. Oh well. What I can do is just use split. Move it in position. I kind of like this little detail that it creates. Cut off. And the beauty of this is that I can use this guy to move it in place and then use cutoff to kind of adjust it. Okay, I'm definitely creating a shortcut for depth limit. Okay, so what should I make it like? Alt D? Is there anything associated with Alt D? I don't think there is. So the way you create a shortcut in 3D-Coat, you mouse over a thing, you press and then you press Alt D. So now you can say I can press Alt D and enable it, disable it. Awesome sauce. I just wish I had an indication telling me that I have it enabled. But whatever.
Is there a scripting language inside of
I
3D-Coat?
don't think so. Might be wrong. You know me, I'm not a programmer. Alright, so in here I want it a little bit better. Cut off. Let's enable depth limit, set it to like 3. Make sure it doesn't get through. It doesn't. Good. So this guy, pose tool, set axis, move it up,
Right, no,
cut
I
off.
Yes. So I will meet you there.
So we have a shape. That's pretty cool. Okay, so what's next? Let's look at this guy. So this guy, oh yeah, it had symmetry on both axes. That's why I managed to cut through it. I'm gonna disable it on Z. And it's got a little bit of like faceting. Let's smooth it out. Maybe just shadows, actually. Let's see. Let's use extrude. And I want to try something. If you're just using a brush, I'll grab a hard outline and do a quick test to see what it looks like. So what if I like push a form here like this? You can say I'm kind of like designing in 3D, like sketching on top of the crate to see what kind of shape language I want here. Yeah, like that. So what you can do is just use a rectangle, really. Bam. And then here, what can we do? Let's see. This is cool. I just need to make my brush bigger And in the alpha settings, let's rotate. Yeah, there we go, 90 degrees. And I'm gonna use maybe a line. God damn it, why is it so hard? You know what? No, I'm gonna do something fancier. So let's like try maybe that's not the way to do it, because then yeah, no, screw that. How should I do it? Too many options can be a pain. Should I just do my old school pose? Because then I have a real-time control over the form. Oh, I know. Let's do this. So if I draw a rectangle, and then I draw another rectangle, and then I can smooth selection, and then there we go. The only problem is that this one is kind of blurrier than the other one, than the rectangle that I drew first. So what I can do is using pose. Let's move it out, and then use cutoff to make it crisp. Oh, I have the depth limit enabled. That's pretty cool. What I want to have now, let's hide the grade actually. It's annoying me. What?
Oh, I just realized there's a whole line wrong here in my silhouette. I'm wondering if I should fix the silhouette.
Like you can fix it with your line work.
I'm just gonna yeah.
Do you want me to share your screen so you can show what you're working on?
Oh, sorry. I realized it stopped.
Oh no, I'm saying do you want me to move to show your screen on screen?
Yeah, I mean this is kind of interesting. The problem that I just realized that I didn't see before in the silhouette.
Give me a sec. I could have a drink while you were talking about what you were working on.
Yeah,
Dude,
so,
like this line work is looking so much cleaner than what I'm used to seeing from you. Like it's fucking awesome.
Well, it's because I think I know better what to expect, like the problem areas to run into and what details to just leave out.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, but the problem that I'm having right now is that you can see in the photo reference, this line is pretty much straight from the top of the bag down behind the strap. And here, I let the head of the bag hang out too far, so I need to bring it back in like this so that it can be a straight line all the way down. Like that. And now I gotta fix all this other crap with the strap here. Although I may just let it kind of be a little wider than it is in the photo reference. We'll see how that works. I'm not sure yet.
All right, back to our crate then. Okay, so that's pretty cool. You know what I want? I want like this kind of like a lever that sticks out of the crate that you use to open it. So it's not just like a straight, you know, a cube with a few extrusions, but actually has something cool going on. We can do it in several ways. In orthographic mode, I can just create a new, where's my lid? Create a new child here, and then use a sphere with line. Let's try this one. Okay, the problem with this is that it's curving it, but I'm pretty sure there's a way to make it straight. Let's try. Yeah. Just simple line tool will be better. Okay, so I'm control clicking to change my point position. So something like this, then we make it straight, then we extrude it out, and then we connect it together. Now, to transform, we go in, we move it in place, and I'll use pose to further modify it. Let's smooth it. Let's add some resolution to it because it's pretty low res. Where's my inflate brush? Is there an inflate brush? Yeah, so in this case I can just quickly switch to surface mode and use surface brushes to kind of adjust the form. Nudging it. I feel like music got louder. I need to normalize my tracks. Okay, so I got the form to the place where I like it. Now let's make it a little bit more advanced than Sci-Fi. I'm gonna raise it up, gonna smooth it, maybe raise it up more. If I press W, you can see my wireframe. So let's do like extrude with lasso. And then we disable ignore backface. And you can see we can do like an extrusion like this. And the problem with that is that in the areas... Oh, okay, never mind. Maybe I do want to enable it. Okay. Okay, that's kind of cool. Trying to decide what I want here. I'll just do good old pose tool. Resample. Smooth it. What I can do is use a split. I want to have a little bit more control over it, right? So I'm gonna do split and split this part so I can mess with it without modifying my other pieces. So smooth it, smooth it. So now I can grab like a move brush and like straighten it a bit. Straighten it. By the way, Tom, you're muted. I don't know if you're trying to talk to me.
No, I kids were being busy, so you know.
Oh. I really don't like what I'm doing here. So what I'm gonna do is just literally press delete. No, don't press delete button. I think it's, yeah. Control backspace. I don't know if it's a custom shortcut, but basically I'm clearing the layer. Clear current object. I set it as control backspace. So it clears my voxels, removes them completely. And now I'm just gonna go with primitive, add a cylinder, click to place, and have a little bit more precise structural shape as opposed to my wobbly one. Damn it. Disable click to place so I don't accidentally, click in spots. And then we can adjust the fillet. We can also adjust the radius in here. Press enter. And voila. I like to go to a render room once in a while, see how I'm doing. Okay, that's cool. Back to sculpt room. One thing that Tom was mentioning is like having crates that are stackable one on top of each other. Now, I kind of like the pattern that's happening here, but I think we can create like basically a landing pad for another crate like this. So what I'm gonna do is grab these bottom parts that I have, duplicate them, then move them up so I can see where my thing would be, where the second crate would be getting it stuck on, basically. Here, let's do my favorite postal. Smooth selection. Reset axis. No. Hey, what if I did something like this? I grab this guy, and then literally just use rotate. Control to snap to 90 degrees. And move it in. Yeah, so what I don't like is how it destroys my my forms here. But I wonder if there's a way to integrate it better.
Could you scale those in?
Yeah.
No, I mean take your depressions and like just make them 10% smaller all around, so that.
What do you mean by depressions?
Would
you like me to tell you about my depression?
Yeah, the area that's cut out.
Okay, look, just
The honeycomb pattern that you don't want to lose, so that when you lay in the bars that it's the interlocking stuff. It doesn't disrupt it.
Okay, so I cleaned it up. And then let's get. You're saying put it in?
Yeah, but like shorten up the carve out pattern on the top of the crate that's there now.
Mm-hmm.
Just pull it in tighter so that it doesn't stretch out as far on the sides. So that when you lay the bars in, it's not. What's that?
Could be challenging. Let me try. Okay, kind of like this. I don't know what.
Yeah.
So what the best thing about this post tool is that you can like organically mess with your surface and come up with like some really cool shapes here. Look at that. It's like a mix of organic structure and non-organic pattern thingy. Yeah, not sure still. I definitely like it more condensed. Let's enable Z symmetry and use lasso. Okay, that's cool. And then we're gonna do rectangle here. And round it up. Just one button. Press up.
I'm pretty good about this. I mean, it's still shaky as hell, but
The more you do it, the better you get.
yeah.
sphere. Damn it.
Are you worried about how well that level of detail is gonna reproduce in your low res?
No. I'm doing art. Don't care about that.
What about a 9,000 polygon crate?
Who cares? I mean, you have to keep that in consideration, but you can low poly anything. You just have to, you know. There's always a way to low poly things.
Nature always finds a way.
Yeah, exactly. Would you hate me if I fake it and make it so the top part doesn't actually kind of fit?
I think it just needs to look like it's meant to. I don't think that it actually has to work.
Raise it up. Use cutoff to emphasize some of the harder edges.
It is really smooth. The whole thing is really smooth.
That's kind of the. It's because voxels, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, you can go in and make it hard where you need it to be at any point. The smooth meshes, they bake much nicer though. Just gonna use cutoff.
I'm gonna mute and I'll lift my desk up.
I don't know how I feel about these things at the top. I feel like too much. It's a little bit too much detail. Maybe it's.
I don't know, man. It's like you said, you're just making art.
I hate art.
Art is the enemy.
Yeah.
Oh. Coffee is so good.
Tell me about it. Needs to be smaller. Okay, that's better. I'll leave it for now. Come back later. In case of doubt, come back later. I want to have more things like that stick out. Can I have more things that stick out? And break the silhouette. Yeah, that's better. Now I'm gonna do a magic trick. Are you ready for a magic trick?
I'm ready.
Okay. Did I mention I love pose tool? I mean, it's.
I think you might have said something. I don't know. I was barely listening.
You never do. Reset axis. Bam. Here. No straight lines, please. Oh no. I need 747 megabytes of RAM to appress it. Okay, what do I want to do here? So I want to add a cool panel line that goes along the circumference of this top lid, but there's like I could either just draw it, which is fine, or I could split this top section into a separate tool, which is gonna be. It'll give me more control over the depth and stuff.
You could make a seam out of that too.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I gotta go get some water. I'm gonna let you stream and talk about your feelings, Tom, for like 2 minutes, okay? Okay, talk about your feelings. I'll be right back.
Sure. So I've laid down my blue line, and now I'm trying to refine this shape a little bit, and I don't know if I'm supposed to use variable line widths or not, but for the interior, for like these lines that are on the fabric, I'm thinking of just using thinner lines for now. Alex does this thing where he kind of stipples and makes these really nice lines, but when I do it, it just feels like I've had too much coffee. So I'm thinking I'll just use thinner lines to indicate that stuff, and then maybe if I'm allowed, double back later and try to maybe clean them up or cut them up with the eraser tool or something like that. And also trying to make sure that where I have these gaps in lines, just kind of clean them up, make them look more continuous. this exercise is really I'm trying to improve my draftsmanship as it is, which I'm starting from a pretty shaky place. So, like here at outside edge, and I'm going a little bit thicker, and then clean it up.
Alright, I'm back. How's your feelings, Tom?
I did what you said, but you don't get to know what it was.
Ah, damn it. Oh well, I'll watch a replay and find out.
Yep.
Alright, so let's segment this top, the top of the crate more to make it more sexy. First thing, what we can do is like grab the split. I can never find split, so good thing I have it stored at the top. And use my the polygonal lasso and do something like this. Okay, so now if I click on it, you see we have it as a totally separate part, and we can refine it further with more cutting. And then we can do, you know, more smoothing. And then we can also where is it? You shape it better without being worried that you're gonna screw something else. Pose tool. Create a panel line. God damn it, I'm flying like a Luke Skywalker around that star. Again. Okay, so...
What if, like, in the actual future, all crates are basically just, like, totally flat boxes because we've decided that that's the most optimum way to store things?
No, they're going to be hexagons because hexagons, you know, are futuristic.
Yeah, the problem with hexagons is that everything has to be hexagons and they have to be the same unit space.
Yeah. That's why I hate hexagons.
Mm-hmm. How would you store a pan of brownies in a hexagonal container? You have to make hexagonal brownies.
Yep, true that. Also, for some reason, I just decided to cut off the top of my crate like this. I don't know why. It was a bad idea. So, my layers hierarchy is starting to get messy, so I'm gonna just take this guy and move it to root. If it's, by the way, you can do change parent and root, and that will move it out. And now I can hide this guy and see what's wrong with this part. And yeah, what I want to do here is cut off the top. Now, do I have my... No, why is it not cut enough? What's wrong with it? Oh. Weird, it split them.
You got the wrong thing selected?
I don't know, weird. Let's It's weird. Did I mention it's weird? Maybe I do have the wrong thing selected. Holding shift as I'm cutting off so I can constrain to 45-degree angles. Making it more mechanical. Yeah, in 3D-Coat it's pretty easy to grab the blobby thing and turn it into a non-blobby thing. What I could also do is grab a primitive, click to place, rotate, maybe I'll disable symmetry on Z so I can easily place it better. Easily place it better, that's some good English, some quality English there.
You're killing it, dude.
I know, I'm on a ball.
You're doing a great job.
Another thing is, so like you notice I'm like rotating around this random point in space, and the reason is because I wasn't smart enough to do this rotate around last drawn point, and what it does is that whenever you draw your the thing last, that's where you're gonna be rotating around. It's like closer to ZBrush type of behavior. Let's look at the silhouette. Does this look like a Sci-Fi handle? I don't know. Looks weird.
What is a Sci-Fi handle?
Yeah, what does it mean? What is the essence?
What is it even?
How do I capture an essence of a Sci-Fi handle? All these questions.
Anyone watching this, that's why they're watching.
Yeah, how to answer it.
Yeah. They awake in the middle of the night with these burning questions.
Yeah. That's why I literally was in a bed, and that's when I remembered last night about depth limit. I was like, why the fuck was it cutting through the surface? Oh, depth limit, that's what it was. Okay, so speaking of which, I wanna ignore back face, and then I don't need depth limit, I think. Yep. Okay. So symmetry, Z-axis. I wanna select this part, and I wanna smooth it, make it nice and smooth, and then reset axis, move it in. So we're gonna see we're starting to get like a more interesting looking thing. Then disable ignore back faces. And then maybe do another smooth selection, reset axis, move it out, D, Shift S to smooth stuff, because right now it's a little bit too much. I like scrape to smooth out planes like this. You just kind of stroke to polish it up. Since it's a handle, it's a pretty small element. I don't want it to be perfect. I don't care if it's perfect or not. So I can just kind of smooth it out, and then Shift S again to smooth all, which is this shortcut, smooth all. Now you can see we have a much more advanced looking thing here. Let's use pose to shape it better. I think that's as Sci-Fi as handles get, man.
I don't know, wouldn't the handle have like a retinal scanner on it or something?
Yeah, you're like, you put your eyeball to a crate so you can carry it. Okay. There you go. One thing I wanna do though. It's a pretty dense handle. Now that I see it in the context of the crate, let's make it fit better. No, I want my pose tool. Selected all the brushes that I could. Smooth selection. Set axis. Okay, so let's cut off the bottom because I don't need it. I'm hungry.
It's almost time for a break.
I told my woman it's gonna be another hour.
What's that?
I told my woman it's gonna be another hour. Don't make me lie to her. I'm gonna work for another hour. I think I overcomplicated my handles. I don't know, man. Or maybe it's fine. You know what? I really don't like these things at the top. I mean, they're cool, but they're kind of too much. What I could do instead, I'll grab my move. Let's just hide them for now. Whatever. What if it was literally kind of like
Sorry about that, I had to step away.
no worries. Okay, something like this, and then smooth it. And then gently press it in. Tom, why are you making me make a realistic concept as opposed to just funny little doodle?
I take no responsibility whatsoever for anything that is being done right now.
Sure.
I'm not even here.
Somebody gotta take responsibility.
Yeah, I suppose.
Oh, I dropped something.
Jeez, dude, you don't have to get so upset.
I am angry.
All the time.
Okay, smooth selection. Reset axis. Can they be magnetic clasps?
Yes.
Don't you think there's a significant lack of magnetic clasps in sci-fi designs these days?
Considering that, you know, every Apple product has some form of magnetic doodad.
Well, the thing is, nobody knows how magnets work. That's the reason. Oh shit! I remember what I was gonna do. I was gonna split this crate into smaller pieces. I probably should do that, eh? But first,
Smaller, more manageable chunks.
well, more interesting, better looking chunks. Okay, so smooth selection. Set axis. God damn it, I keep doing like things I don't want to do. Just like really late. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this guy, what I want to do is in the top-down orthographic view, I will split off something. I'm not sure what. Or maybe I want to pose it. Now let's split it off. So split. Let's pick a nice thickness. And because I have, I wouldn't call it a radial symmetry, but I have symmetry on 2 axes enabled, I only need to do like one chunk. Just gotta make sure that the shape is nice, as always. Something along these lines, make sure it's overlapping. And then wait. There we go. Ah, crap. The problem is that my crate is slightly asymmetrical. And you can see this part, I don't want it to be this way. But this is fine. I'm gonna use transform. Move it in slightly. Oh. Move this guy in. And here what I could do is just cut off. Technically I don't need to cut off this part, it doesn't matter. Grab this guy, use pose, and what I want to do is I want to extend this shape further. Right. I also don't want it on Z-axis. I want it only on one side. Let's see what we get here. Okay, so there's an ugly little seam, which we might be able to solve by just smoothing it. Scrape. Yeah, my mesh is getting a little bit dense. Let's see what else can we do here. Smudge, extrude. Hey, feel. No. Let's try something else. Pose. So I want to take this shape, right? And I want to extend it further out. So reset axis from this angle. I'm gonna hold shift and move my gizmo somewhere around here. Once again, hold shift and rotate it to orient to the normal of this face, of this surface. And extend it. And then like rotate it in type of a thing. That's the beauty of voxels, you can do cool stuff. I feel like I say the beauty of a lot today.
You do, particularly as it relates to voxels.
Yeah. Would you like me to tell about the beauty of Tom?
I'm a beautiful person. Really, I just work really hard, and I don't shave.
That's like a recipe of becoming beautiful. You work hard and you don't shave.
That's generally speaking. Follow those two rules. I think you'd be okay.
So I
They're
messed
more
up
like
here.
bylaws.
So was it? Oh, the reason I couldn't smooth it early is because my smoothing is toned down. Crank it up to 100, and bam, beauty. That's the beauty of voxels. What?
It's the beauty of the smooth tool. That's the beauty of numbers. That's the
Yep.
beauty of a computer mouse.
Computer mouse.
If you click it and drag it, the value would change.
Yep. So now,
It's looking pretty good, man.
yeah, it's getting there. We can do a little bit of a smooth all to smooth out this border. Maybe if we go here, I'll just grab a sphere, and then you can see we can drag a dot. So actually, not even a sphere, just an extrude brush. I want to get better at sphere brush, but I keep using other brushes. That's wrong. Let's grab. This should be fine. So. Weird, my other screen went black. Now it's back to normal.
Right back. I gotta go discipline.
Do it. Some dots here. Over here, let's do a little bit of a nope. Oh, wrong subtool once again. And by subtool I mean layer. Maybe one more. Oh, sweet. Not what I want. Trying to see which one. Oh, clear is what I want. There we go. What the hell just happened? My computer froze. Let's see, stencils. So one thing that I could use for this is a stencils feature. What it lets you do is you overlay an image and then you can use that stencil to like push in or push out a shape. Move this wrong brush to demonstrate it with. Let's just use clay. My 3D-Coat starts to freeze, so it's time to, once it unfreezes, it's time to optimize some of my layers. Come on, buddy. Alright. And you can see what I did here. Which is sweet, but not what we want. Okay, so first of all, let's do resample. Yeah, right now it's fairly dense. Set it to something lower. And then brush options. Not sure what I should be using. So if I grab this, the rounded rectangles, I can move my stencil. I can scale it down, and even scale it down it's like stretch it non-uniformly, which is cool. Something along these lines. Tiling, no. I don't use it often, so I'm confused right now. Okay, so I can get it in place. I want to get some spacing. From camera, what does this mean? That's just opacity. Or it should let me space it better. Oh well. So So you can see with pose tool, I was able to select exactly certain shape of the stencil. Now I can smooth it out. And push it in a bit. So with pose, let's adjust the shape a bit. Yeah, I like that. Okay, what's next? I want to split certain parts of this crate bottom. I think we definitely can separate this part to make it look more like it's consisted of separate pieces. There we go. And we can use transform to slightly just scale it in to exaggerate that panel line. Maybe pose is better because pose works with symmetry. So with cutoff, I'm gonna use this rounded spline, so I have a very precise rounded cut. I'm not sure if I like this. Yeah, no, too much. Well, let's use pose tool. With a circle. Select something like this. And now I can move it in or like scale it to create a little bit of a more hard surface. Another thing you can do, like right now I'm having trouble rotating around this part, press F and hover over the mesh and you can see it puts this kind of pivot that I can rotate around. Add some minor artifacts here. Shift S to smooth. What I can also do, I think this part is symmetrical, so just enable Z symmetry. With move brush, slightly nudge one side, and then do geometry sim copy. Bam. Now the problem is it modified the scale of our mesh slightly, so you'll just grab a transform, scale it in. So you can, Tom, you remember you were saying that the object looks very smooth, but by splitting it up and creating these panel lines, we can create a really good variety of, you know, hard surface stuff and smooth edges. And then to break it further, we can use stuff like the pose tool to kind of bend them and add some cool angles.
Mm-hmm.
Like this stuff. Maybe not. I don't like that. And then on the bottom, same pose tool. Okay, so here, let's make this shape work slightly better with the handle, pose tool, with the rectangle, smooth it, reset axis. So here in the top view, where's my top view? I would like to first of all so what I can do is I can select this guy and I can duplicate him. So now I have an exact copy of it, and this copy is outside of, like, it doesn't have any children. And I go back here and I just clear this layer. This way I have an empty layer that has this entire hierarchy of stuff, and I can what's going on? There we go. I'm doing the wrong thing, I think. Yeah. So this, there we go. All my subtools are kind of grouped into this one, under this one empty layer. I can even name it empty root or whatever. And then this piece can be isolated by itself. And this way I can, you know, I have a better control over things. So now, what I wanted to do is I wanted to cut off like a chunk of this. Let me show you what I mean. By cut off I mean split. Make sure my symmetry on Z-axis is on as well. And let's do something like actually, first thing first. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay. I'm scared.
I just realized something interesting.
Like what?
If you want to, this is kind of a neat little thing I just realized. If you want to drag my window up, Bishop.
Yeah.
So I have this little
I think.
overlapping shape here that I want to draw.
Wait a second. I think your screen might be frozen. Can you like do something, like wave your mouse around or zoom out, zoom in? Yeah, my Google Hangouts is not responding. Let me kill it and rejoin.
Just hit F5.
It's not responding.
Oh, all right.
Okay, killing it. Technical difficulties. Okay, so okay, show it. Done. You're there.
Yep. All right. So I've got this overlapping edge here.
You're
that I
not
wanna
sharing
do.
anymore. I see your face. Smile. Smile for the camera. Good job.
Okay. Once more with feeling. All right, so I've got this overlapping edge here that I want to draw. And what I was trying to do was kind of draw it from the bottom up.
Mhm.
And I don't know if you can see like what just happened there. Like I kind of
Merge.
ran it into the curve that was already there.
Mhm.
And what actually, I think what I want to do is I want to actually draw through the line that's there and then just erase the overlap.
Or you can do it. You can start from the top and draw to the bottom.
Right, but then I'd run into the same problem down here where I'm like, I think the point of it is basically like, whether you draw it this way or that way, draw through the line. There's no like,
Yeah.
the eraser tool in Photoshop is perfect. So like, don't try to make the line in one whack.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, especially if you have like a complex line work, you can always just kind of work in stages and have different layers, so you can draw on top and then erase without freely without being worried about erasing the stuff that you don't want to erase, right?
Yeah, it's a minor realization, but it's just I just noticed it. That the lines where I've done that in this have actually turned out better. Like these boxes, just drawing line, chopping it off, line, chop it off.
Does your brush have texture on it?
Yeah, and I keep trying to get rid of it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's personal preference. I typically just draw with hard round, because then the line work doesn't have any fluff on it. All right.
I bought those Kyle's brushes, and I just really like them.
Kyle is a nice guy. Okay, where am I in life? Okay, so I got this. Patrick is buying me a bicycle. Weird. Or shopping for bicycles for me. Because I mentioned that I might want to have a bike.
Bikes are awesome.
I don't like riding a bike on a road in our city, because every week you hear about somebody dead or something.
You just described every city in the world.
Okay.
Drivers do not care about bicyclists.
So, you see what I did here? Oh, god damn it, did I not enable symmetry when I did it? Damn it. Why was I so bad? Okay. Okay. See my screen?
Mm-hmm.
I did this nice thing. I'm gonna smooth it a bit, and then I'm gonna grab a transform, and then I'm gonna non-uniformly scale it in, and look what we have, a nice little panel line. And now if I unhide the rest, you can see we have a cool little addition that kind of sticks in. What I might want to do is a little bit of a cleanup here. So I'm gonna use a cutoff and depth limit. Just get in the habit of pressing E. So now let's do something cleaner. Okay, press F so I don't float around. Looking good. So you can see, like, there's nothing, like, I'm adding details as I go. I had no concept in mind. It's basically just, you know, freestyling it. But with 3D-Coat, it's nice and relaxing process. You don't have to worry about topology, you don't have to worry about anything, just kind of do your thing, make it cool. I want some kind of a shape here. I'll probably just use a pose tool because I'm so used to it. I can do hold shift and move it closer to this surface and do something like this, and it reflects perfectly with symmetry. Let's see. Might be a little bit too much detail. Also, I didn't preview it in a render room for a while, so let's see. That's not bad.
It's looking pretty good to me.
Yeah, I think at this point, like, whatever I add is just nitpicking, and there's a couple more things that I want to do to optimize the silhouette, but, like, frankly, all the, like, nuts and bolts and other little crap, that type of stuff can be easily done in a texturing stage, and you know, a lot of times people just want to crank everything into the modeling part of the process, but it kind of becomes a waste of time because, you know, adding something into the texture stage is much easier. Plus, you don't want to overdo your normal map and have too many details, because then, you know, taking out is more difficult than adding in. I do want to make it slightly more the silhouette slightly more interesting, because right now it's kind of a straight. there's also a few things that I might want to adjust about the handle. It feels a little bit wobbly, so cut off. Well, what happened? Of course I have head depth limit on. Here, let's make sure we have Z symmetry on, grab a move brush and try something like this. Looking good. So for sides, I still haven't figured out the way to make it stack better. I'm the worst.
It was just a suggestion anyway, dude.
But I want to. I want it. Na 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 na. Sorry. There's a spirit
Gotta
of.
read that again.
That's what my parents used to say. How do I extrude this shape and make it interesting? Let's see. You can see there's little artifacts I got here. I don't know. I could technically leave them, or I can undo and do it differently, like use extrude, for example, with the rectangle. Essentially the same result. Okay, pose tool to the rescue. I want something interesting. Cool thing is, like, you could do pretty much anything, like create like a shape that is like, I don't know, something completely random, right? And now you suddenly have control over surface. That's just a bad example. Maybe I should be working on, doesn't matter. So let's see. 3D-Coat has this cool mode where it shows you like a silhouette relief only. Flat shade. What's going on? View. Relief only. Good. Either way, trying to see how I want to modify the silhouette.
Chips.
I want something at the bottom. Smooth it. Reposition, reset axis. See. That's kind of cool. So let's see. But instead of moving this guy in, I'm gonna grab the part that's above. And move it up.
I'm back.
I'm experimenting. No. This is bad. That's cool. I think, maybe. A little bit too sharp. And I think I'm getting to the point where I do need a break because, you know, I've been looking at it for the last hour, and I'm starting to get tired.
Yeah, man.
Typically, I take breaks, you know, every half an hour or so to keep the eyes fresh and, you know, not get too bored with this. But we're on a stream, so no breaks for me. Which, like, what are you up to later tonight, Tom? Do you want to continue and do a second part if you take a break now?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I mean I feel pretty good about where I'm at right now with this as far as the
Yeah.
work or the objective of what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
Which is basically to produce clean line art from a photo reference.
Okay. Yeah. Let me.
My lines are still really shaky, but they're definitely getting better, and I'm.
Yeah. Do you have that original boot open somewhere still? Just yeah, before and after. It's pretty impressive for 2 days of progress. Next thing, yeah.
I mean, there's the intermediate one here too.
Yeah. All right. Well, let me give you like a little turntable of where I am with the crate, and then let's call it done for today or for this session. I guess. So here's where I am with the crate. Geometry. Let's see shadows on. Yeah. So I'll just go to the render room. So it's pretty close to what I would consider ready for retopology and ready to take it further. As you can see, I didn't have any particular design in mind, just generic sci-fi looking thing. But yeah, few more things to do, but I'm pretty happy with the way it is now. Any feedback on it, Tom?
I mean, I think if you look at it from the front.
Mm-hmm. From front.
Mm-hmm. You might be able to push the side pieces out a little bit more.
Yeah. To align with the handles.
Or just to give it more of a not flat edge silhouette from the front.
Yeah.
Because if you think about the crate, you're always going to be approaching it right from the front, regardless of the kind of game that it is.
Yeah. Also the top is too flat right now. I'm gonna add something there in terms of silhouette.
But I think it looks pretty good.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you had fun, and we'll see you in the next one.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Cheers.
Bye bye.